Right there, smoothly in down the back straightaway. 3 car lengths separating. Big send on the inside. Kyle Terzak up the racetrack. Contact between the two, and it's going to be Braxton DeWeese winning here at Nashville. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the WD Broadcasting Network on YouTube. We are here tonight for the Leave the Pack Super Series season opener qualifying, getting set and ready to go here at the Kern County Speedway. First driver on the racetrack going to be Ethan Johnson in the number 51 machine. Johnson gets across the line right there, takes the green flag. First driver to take a time so far in the qualifying session. The EJR wraps. Ethan Johnson racing number 51 machine. Did not like that first lap time. Going to hop up to the outside lane and take another stab at it. Johnson out of Apex, North Carolina. He's finished top 5 in a couple official series point standings throughout the season. So that's a pretty good accomplishment for the 51 machine. We'll see what he can do on lap number 2 right here. Johnson across the stripe, second quick, a 17:58. Mark Keedeman currently the fast qualifier. So we'll get the times up on the left side of our screen and see if we can't get a look at who is on the top of the board. Give timing and scoring a second to boot up here. We'll see if we can't get a look at who our fast qualifier will be so far. Mark Keedeman, though, at the top of the board. Carter Russo finishing his qualifying run, and ooh, spins it there. Coming across the stripe, a tough break. Next driver on the racetrack, the Bowling Green, Kentucky Elite Performance Industries, Champs Auto Care Oliver Motorsports, number 22. Making his way through turns 3 and 4, this is Brian Gravel. Gravel across the stripe, completes lap number 1. Second quick for the 22 machine. Second quick on the board for Brian Gravel in the 22. Lap number 1 in the books. He's going to scrap this second lap here and try to get a good run up off the corner. You see that a lot of times. We've recently added 3 laps of qualifying here in the Leave the Pack Super Series, so these drivers could get that extra lap and a better opportunity at the top spot. But through turns 3 and 4, Gravel going to shut it down on that second lap. A little bit slower, not able to get the advantage over Mark Keedeman. Still waiting for timing and scoring to go up. Jeremiah Woods Jr. making his qualifying run in the 222 machine. A couple of these drivers we saw in the street stock race earlier tonight. A heck of a race over there. If you did not see it, I strongly encourage going back and looking at the race there. But a fun time here this evening at the Kern County Raceway Park. And this is only the beginning of the second race of the night. We've still got 75 laps here at Kern. Timing and scoring to work for you guys so you guys can see the timing, the standings on the left side of your screen. We'll try again to get this scoring application to work. Nonetheless,
I feel all right. I haven't raced the Super here in a while, but I turned some practice laps earlier, and factor big time. So we're just gonna hope and pray that we can keep the tires on it and be there at the end.
Alrighty, Milk. Alrighty, Mark. Well, a pretty stout field here in qualifying. I'll get the results up on screen so the viewers at home can see, but a pretty close field. You're at the top of them. Obviously going to be a long 75 laps. You got to keep the tires on them, like you said, but going to have a pretty good starting position from this race. Just a 10th back to the 10th place spot, so you're going to have your work cut out for you, but we wish you luck, Mark. Thanks for talking to us. Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Mark Kiedemann. You got your qualifying results up on screen right there. We'll actually get the starting grid up on the screen. As there we go, Mark Kiedemann, your pole sitter in the number 2 machine. Brian Gravel going to start second in the 22. Ethan Johnson going to roll off third in the 51. Back behind them, it'll be, or to his outside, it'll be Drew Chance in the 18 machine. Carter Russo will roll off third or fifth in the 21. He was your fast qualifier earlier tonight in the Street Stock Showdown division. Chris Smith going to start from the 6th position. Zach Murphy will roll off 7th. Brandon Ellis going to come home in the 8th spot in qualifying. Caleb Thompson going to start 9th. Ryan Dunkelberger will round out the top 10. James Pileski in the 11th spot in the 93. And Brett McCoy in the 1 going to round out your top 12. Back behind them, it's Lewis Flowers in the 62. Travis Wright in the 10. Wade Enyart in the 210. Jake Brooks in the 57. Brandon Kelly in the 9. Jeremiah Woods Jr. in the 222 machine. John Piet going to roll off 19th in the 5 car. Zane Bierman in the 55 starts 20th. And Grayson Smokes in the 38 going to round out your field in the 21st starting position. Just about ready to go back to go green flag racing for the first time here in the Leave the Pack Super Series season. Going to be a heck of a race. 75 laps. Flag, hopefully. Up behind the iRacing.com pace car. The pace car is off. We've done all the preliminary talk. We have done qualifying. We are through turns 3 and 4. It is in the hands of Mark Kiedemann and Brian Gravel through the restart zone. We are underway in the Leave the Pack Super Series. Down into turns 1 and 2. A good start there for both drivers on the front row. Brian Gravel gets a good start on the outside lane. Going to try and make his way down the back straightaway. A couple guys loose. Up off the corner lap number 1. But into turns 3 and 4, it looks like Mark Kiedemann will hold that advantage in the number 2. Up out of the corner here. Into the number 2 machine. Here comes Ethan Johnson to the bottom side of Gravel, and around goes Brian Gravel. Gravel around already on the front or back straightaway. Big time trouble there on the backstretch. A couple drivers not getting in the break. So we'll look at what happened to Brian Gravel. 22 machine. Tough break there for Brian Gravel. A good start. A good start for the 21 or 22 machine. He was right there next to Mark Kiedemann. And unfortunately, going to be down pit road with some early damage. So unfortunate way. I think Brian Gravel over voice chat alerted everybody that was going to be the end of his night. Some damage on the 22 machine, and a lot of guys down pit road early for some early damage. That's going to pin a lot of these drivers a lap down early on. You see only 15 cars on the lead lap after that first incident. So not what you wanted to see Wade Enyart down pit road. Brett McCoy in the 1 machine is down pit road. Grayson Spillers in the 38 machine is down pit road. So a tough way to start this one. Mark Keedeman did a good job on that initial start, and right now he's going to be lined up next to his MK Performance K-Cars Race Cars teammate, Carter Russo. We've got 5 laps in right here. A couple drivers still on pit road, getting some damage fixed. I think the 1 machine of Brett McCoy, you see the rear end on the ground, the front end with a little bit of a weird look to it. Going to be tough to recover from that. Grayson Spillers with some early front end damage. But nonetheless, under caution for the first time here tonight. As the lights drop on the iRacing.com pace car, the field is in the hands of Mark Keedeman and Carter Russo. Going to be sending them back single file on this start. Rule in the Leave the Pack iRacing League is if you get a caution flag without getting a lap in, you are going single file on the next restart. So, turns 3 and 4. Keedeman up on the outside of the racetrack. Russo behind Murphy in the 3rd spot. Gonna wait until we get into the restart zone right here. Restart zone, green flag is out. We're back racing at Kern County. James Molesky made a bold move to step out of line right there to try to block off that run from Brandon Elvis in the 54. Elvis going to be under fire from Ryan Unkelberger in the 26 machine. Unkelberger down low on that gold number 26. I really like the look of that car. In the 8th spot right now. 9 laps into this one, up back. St. Bierman and Ethan Johnson battling for position. Better of Bierman right there. Johnson in the 13th spot got sent to the rear after that contact with Brian Grable. Unfortunate way to kill the beginning of this race for him. He's got quite a few laps to make up, but oh, caution is out. John Piet in the 5 machine around. There is the caution. Down the back straight. This is the look into turns 3 and 4. Looks like just going into the corner. Johnson a little bit too hot on the corner entry. Very aggressive. We've seen that 51 all season long. Has been very, very, very aggressive throughout the courses of these races, and unfortunately it's going to come back to bite him once again. The 5 machine of John Piet going around at the 51's expense. Gonna get the 1 to go signal right here, or next time by I should say, and we will be sending them back green flag racing. A tricky start to the opening race of the Leave the Pack Late Model Series, or Super Late Model Series here at Kern. We've seen a couple rocky starts this season so far. We've had 3 races completed now. I think my favorite one personally was the street stock race that we just watched. Keeman and Russo going to lead the field into turns 3 and 4. Pace car drops to the bottom side of the racetrack once again. We will be going back, green flag racing through the restart zone. Keeman gets a good jump that time. Ooh, Pileski had some trouble getting the gas right there with 93. Nearly got into the 54 of Brandon Elvis. Here comes Lewis Flowers to the inside. Brandon Elvis in the 6th spot right there. Zach Murphy battling with Caleb Thompson for the 3rd position. 16 laps in right here. Elvis up top, the outside of Chris Smith in the 80 machine. Trying to make the outside work. We've seen the outside work early on this week. Can it work here in these super late models? It's going to be a little bit tougher on the tires as, ooh, Lewis Flowers, big time moment out of turns 3 and 4, and the caution flag is going to fly. Caution flag back out once again. Another quick caution flag. We'll see what happened. I think the 62 of Lewis Flowers just got loose on the bottom side right there. And around he went. So caution back out. Another quick spin right there. Under this quick caution flag, we're going to take a quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network, but you won't want to miss a thing. We'll be right back with more coverage of the Leave the Pack Super Series. Be right back in just a moment.
He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Apromitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Alrighty, folks, coverage is back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. The field has gotten the 1-to-go signal once again. We're going to be sending a Matt Green single file right here. See if we can't get some green flag laps in. 13 cars on the lead lap now. A couple drivers just 1 lap down. Several drivers multiple laps down. But 13 cars remain on the lead lap. We are only 20 laps into this one. We got about 55 to go. And Mark Keeman, Carter Russo going to try and continue this streak where they're up front and in charge. Zach Murphy, Caleb Thompson, Brandon Elvis round out your top 5 as we work our way through turns 3 and 4 into the restart zone, and we are back underway. Green flag is back out. We are back racing at Kern. Big jump early for Ethan Johnson in the 51 machine. He's underneath Wade Enyart in the 210, and Nick Enyart might be down a little bit more with the power. Did not get up and going on that restart. There's some front end damage on that race car, so could be losing a little bit of that right on the straightaway. Work lap 24. Everybody starts starting to get a little bit settled in here. Mark Keteman, your race leader, has a comfortable gap to Carter Russo. We are a third of the way into this one already. Look at this, Ethan Johnson trying to make his way back forward. Jake Brooks lets him by in the 57 machine up the racetrack. Says, I got damage. You go ahead and try to get him there. There's Brian Grable in the 22 machine. Big sideways moment right there. Look at Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine, also sideways. See if the caution flag comes out before they get to turns 3 and 4. Keteman in the 2 machine. Still out front. Grayson Spiller is able to get pulled back down into pit road. You see Kelly down there on the front straightaway below the apron. Out of the way, hopefully. 12 cars now on the lead lap. As Spiller's in the 38 machine dropped a couple laps down after that contact. He is out of the pits right there. Back underway. 12 cars on the lead lap, like I mentioned, but the front of the field right here still putting up a pretty good show. Carter Russo not letting that 2 machine get too far out of his reach. Just half a second distance between the two. So here comes Ethan Johnson underneath. Jeremiah Woods Jr. in the triple twos. The caution flag is out. Not sure what for, but the caution flag is out once again. See what happened. I believe it was the 38 machine. Potentially of Grayson Spillers. We saw that trouble. And I believe it was from him stopping on the front straightaway, or back straightaway, I should say. Under caution once again. This will give some of the drivers that have damage a chance to come down pit road and maybe get some of that repaired. So the field, once again, caution flag conditions here. Mark Keteman, Carter Russo, Zach Murphy, Caleb Thompson, and Brandon Elvis, your top 5 as we run. Tough break to get the caution flag in such a way right there. But we are back under yellow. Field awaits the 1 to go signal. Don't believe anybody has came down pit road, so we will be getting it this time by. As the 1 to go signal is displayed over the field. Going to be having another single file restart right here to try and get some green flag laps in, a stretch of them if we could. Mark Keteman, Carter Russo, Zach Murphy, Caleb Thompson, Brandon Elvis, still your top 5 as they work their way down into turns 3 and 4. The pace car once again going to make its way to the bottom side of the racetrack. It's Carter Russo, Mark Keteman, your front 2 right there. Keteman and the gas pedal. A little bit of contact right there. The 21 saying, hey, let's go. Let's get into the loud pedal. Keteman gets a good start, but Russo's going to be right there. Russo taking a peek to the inside. Contact. Bumper to the back end of the 2. Keteman's able to drive out of it, though, into the corner. Russo trying to get aggressive for that top spot. Keteman shuts the door. Says, nope, not today, buddy. Not going to get it that easy. We check back in. Brian Dunkelberger in the 8th spot. Ethan Johnson back behind him. James Pileski sitting 7th right now. Brandon Elvis in his 5th spot. Trying to find someone to go in that 54 machine. Next time time by, we will get the halfway, or we will see the halfway point. Cross flags for Mark Kiedemann, your race leader right now. Halfway in, halfway home for Kiedemann, trying to pick up his second victory this season. Picked up the win in preseason a couple weeks ago at the Five Flag Speedway. Brandon Elvis ended up starting on pole for that race, got second in that race, I do believe. Currently running the 5th spot here this evening. Number 39, Jake Brooks, comes down pit road in the 57 machine. Trouble for him. There's damage on that race car. Don't know if that has anything to do with the reason he's on pit road, but a tough break for Jake Brooks. And look up front, Mark Kiedemann has started to go. Now 0.6 of a second. As Zane Bierman around in turns 3 and 4. He's going to get it pulled back around and stay green, but tough break for 55. Already a couple. He was back on the lead lap after that one. One lap down after that one. Slicker right here, Chris Smith. Underneath Caleb Thompson. Thompson up into the outside wall. Wide on the first straightaway. Big moment there. James Pileski went underneath Caleb Thompson. Thompson back to the 7th spot. He's got Ethan Johnson on his back bumper. Johnson got around Ryan Dunkelberger in the 26 machine. So Mark Kiedemann continues to extend that lead. 0.9 of a second now, the difference across the stripe. Mark Kiedemann just trying to do what he does best. I've seen this man do it 1,000 times. We saw it in the Strong 200 a couple weeks ago. Just put laps away, trying to lead as much of this one as he can. There is a bonus for the most laps led. He has surpassed that. As we look at Ethan Johnson making a move underneath Caleb Thompson. Thompson trying to make his way back up front after that incident early on in the race. Right there, turns 1 and 2 between Thompson and Johnson. Ooh, nearly 3 wide. Brian Grable trying to throw his nose in there in the 22 machine. Back up in front of him, Chris Smith on the back bumper of Brandon Elvis right here. That's for the 4th position. Zach Murphy in the 29. Good run for that driver. Usually see him in late model stocks and the street stock division. We saw him win a couple races last season with the All-Star Racing League late model divisions. Won the All-Star race at Nashville Fairgrounds in both divisions. Conveniently, the All-Star race in the lead of the pack is also at Nashville Fairgrounds. So Zach Murphy surely has that date on his calendar. Back, Caleb Thompson, Ryan Dunkelberger battling for the 8th spot. We've still got 11 cars on the lead lap as of right now. Mark Kiedemann starting to put them away here. We've got 49 laps and 26 laps to go. Sees the 25 lap to go signal right there from race control. Let's look at the battle for that 4th position, starting to heat up. Chris Smith on the back bumper of Brandon Elvis. I think Zach Murphy and Kern Russo might be starting to sit back into their clutches as well. The lap times fastest car on the racetrack that last time by was actually Zach Murphy in the 3rd spot. He's starting to pick up a little bit of ground on the 21 of Carter Russo. The laps taken away here. And The green flag run that we're seeing right now, we're going to have to see if Zach Murphy's going to have anything for this 21 car. Meanwhile, back behind, Ethan Johnson is starting to close in on that 93 machine. Johnson up into the 7th spot after that early contact. 22 laps to go, and I'm sure he'd like to see a top 5 if he can get one. Laps to go. Ethan Johnson still with it. It's kind of a tough track to pass on because you want to get the run going in the after driving the corner hard. It's very, very difficult to see the time taking in. Leski still holding that spot strong down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. And Johnson right in there. Not sure what happened on the entry of the corner right there. We're going to take a quick look at it. Big time contact right there. We're gonna give it one more view right there. Lap number 56. See if we can't see what happened. We'll back it up a little bit to get a better vantage point from Ethan Johnson's perspective in the 951. Yeah, just drove it way too hot. Got into the back bumper right there. That is, unfortunately, the second incident of the evening for Ethan Johnson. Tough break. 2 incidents, you're done here in the Leave the Pack iRacing League. That will give the lead to Mark Kiedemann. We're going to take another quick step away before we wrap things up here at the Kern County Speedway. You won't want to miss a thing, and we will be right back in just a moment. Alrighty, folks, back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Mark Kiedemann and Carter Russo going to come around to see the 1 to go signal. Going to send these guys back green with 15 laps to go. We will get a double file restart this time. As the field getting the 1 to go signal right here. Mark Kiedemann and Carter Russo side by side down the back straightaway. Gonna send this field back. Green flag racing with 15 laps to go. And Russo, Kiedemann through turns 3 and 4 right here. It's gonna be Kiedemann, Russo, Murphy, Elvis through the restart zone, and we're back racing. A great launch there from Mark Kiedemann in the number 2 machine. He's gonna be clear down into turns 1 and 2 in contact. Russo into the back bumper with a 2. Here comes Carter Russo to the front. Mark Kiedemann gets booted out of the way for the top spot. Meanwhile, back behind, we've got contact for the 3rd spot. The caution flag is going to come back out. The caution flag coming back out once again. We'll see what exactly happened on this green flag to Thompson, James Pileski. Here's the look down into turns 1 and 2. You saw the contact right there. There's a little bit of contact right there. Yeah, just a checkup into turns 3 and 4. Tough break for Caleb Thompson. James Pileski in the 93. He's going to come down pit road after that one. Some big damage for Pileski. Unfortunately, James Pileski going to pull that car down pit road. Carter Russo, though, took the race lead after that restart. We're going to watch down into turns 1 and 2 one more time. Watch this restart. Kiedemann gets a great jump down into the corner. You see the launch against the restart right there. And down into turns 1 and 2. Russo just got a little bit too much center corner speed and got into that right rear, and Kiedemann got the bobble. Saved the car, fortunately. I think he's going to stay in that second spot, but going to lose control of that restart. We'll see how that plays a factor here in the remainder of this one. It's a tough break for James Pileski in the 93 machine. Obviously, he was having a good run before that contact with Ethan Johnson. Right now, we've got 10 laps to go, coming back to 9 this time. And if you're Mark Kiedemann, what can you do on this restart? We're going to have a single file restart, I do believe, because we did not get a green flag lap in there. So he's going to have a direct shot at 21 of Carter Russo. What can Mark Kiedemann do? You saw the contact. I'm sure he's not going to be happy about that. These two are buddies, but I still would not be happy about that, regardless of who that was that hit me in turns 1 and 2. We're going to have to see what will happen. Russo going to have the advantage here on the start. He'll get to hit the gas pedal first in the restart zone, but what can Kiedemann do to take that spot back? He's definitely going to be aggressive here on this final restart, but he's got to make sure that he cannot, or that he does not take himself out of this race. As here comes Carter Russo into turns 3 and 4. Kiedemann in tow. Zach Murphy in the 3rd spot. Brandon Elvis 4th through the restart zone. We're back racing. Kiedemann got a good start right there, but maybe too good of a start. Ooh, contact into turns 1 and 2. Elvis got into the 29 of Murphy, and Murphy drove that car in sideways, was able to save it, and we've got another caution flag out back. As we'll look what happened to Wade Enyart in turns 3 and 4. The 04 Caleb Thompson might have just gotten in a little bit too hot. Let's go back and watch right here. Turns 3 and 4, the 1 and 2 rather. 04 got into the 210 of Wade Enyart, and there was just contact there, and around they went. Once again, we're going to see a single file restart. Russo going to see the 5 to go signal this time by. Going to be sending him back green inside of 5 to go, like you can see. And it's not going to be that long of a time before we throw the checkered flag on this one. What can Kiedemann do? Alrighty, folks, the field back behind the iRacing.com pace car. We are lined up single file for a restart with 3 laps to go. 3 to go for Carter Russo. Mark Kiedemann in the second spot. Zach Murphy will run third for now. As we work our way through turns 3 and 4, 3 laps to go. We're back underway. Good restart there for Carter Russo. He's going to get a jump into turns 1 and 2. Mark Kiedemann going to try and drive back in the 2 machine. Down the back straightaway they go. Coming back to 2 laps to go this time. We're going to have obstacle stakes up in the air. Here comes Mark Kiedemann to the bottom side, and the caution flag is out. Not sure what happened there on the back straightaway. Ehrman up on the outside wall. Caution flag going to come out right there once again. So Russo going to be the leader inside of this 2 lap to go spot right here. What is Mark Kiedemann going to be able to do? Not much time. You've seen the caution flags unfolding, and unfortunately Kiedemann just hasn't had time. He was looking inside right there on the restart. Just could not make the move work before the caution flag came out. Russo just trying to do whatever he can. I'm going to actually grab Carter Russo for a second and see if we can't get a word from him before this final restart. See his thoughts and opinions. Carter Russo up in the broadcast booth. We are awaiting what could be the final restart of this race. Took the lead from Mark Kiedemann. A little bit of an aggressive move there. Got the bumper to the back of the 2 machine, but you are out front. You're going to be leading him back with 2 laps to go. What can you do to cap this one off?
Yeah, just gotta get a good restart. Yeah, gave him a little bit of a harder shot. I mean, I wasn't even trying to move him to get by him. He just kind of stopped it a little harder than I did. I don't really know. Went off in there, and to me, it just felt like he came to a stop. But hey, that's how it happened, and we can't even race it out. So hopefully we'll get a good 2 laps here and finish it off.
I'm in the same boat as you are there, Carter. Hopefully we just get this one done and over with right here. And won't have to send another green flag back, but you're going to be sending them back 2 to green in your control. Maybe we'll talk to you post-race. Good luck.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that was Carter Russo. The field going to get the 1 to go signal this time by. It'll be Carter Russo, Mark Kiedemann, Zach Murphy, Brandon Elvis, and Chris Smith. Once again, your top 5. Send them back with 2 to go right here. A green, white checkered finish. Alrighty, folks. Pace car down pit road through the restart zone. 2 laps to go. Green flag is out. Back underway. Carter Russo gets a good launch down into turns 1 and 2. Kiedemann down the back straightaway. What can he do? Big sideways moment there for Carter Russo. That's going to open up the top side for Mark Kiedemann. Kiedemann going to try and go the long way around. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go. Final time down into turns 3 and 4. What can Mark Kiedemann do? He's going to hold Carter Russo tight down low. Down the back straightaway. The K-Cars, Race Cars teammates into turns 3 and 4. Final time. Mark Kiedemann up on the top side. Russo down low. Russo drives in deep. Kiedemann's going to keep his foot in the gas. At the line, it's going to be Carter Russo picking up the victory. A photo finish to wrap up this eventful race. At least we got to see a fun finish there to wrap it up. But Carter Russo picks up the victory. Mark Kiedemann comes home in the 2nd spot. Zach Murphy 3rd. But a tough race to get through there in the Lead the Pack Super Series. We're going to take a quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network, and we'll grab a word from our top three when we return in just one moment. We'll be right back.
Basket can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh
and
my
to the
goodness.
line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Alrighty, folks, back here on the WD Broadcasting Network, we are going to try and make these interviews nice and quick. Going to grab a word first from our third place finisher up in the broadcast booth, Zach Murphy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Winston.
Alrighty, Zach. Well, a pretty rough race here tonight. Let's call a spade a spade. You started in that 7th spot, worked your way up to the 3rd position pretty early on, and that 29 machine just stayed in that 3rd spot. Looked like you had some speed throughout some of those green flag runs, just maybe didn't see the green flag laps you needed.
Yeah, happy overall with the run. Definitely had some decent speed. Seems like, the longer the run went, I was kind of falling off a little. I don't know. The cautions kind of helped me at the end. I was kind of messaging Brandon there. I think he might have chased me down. He definitely had the good long run speed there. But, yeah, overall, decent run. Happy to come home on the podium, close out the week on a high note.
Yeah, definitely good to be talking to you after that super race. Like I said, started in the 7th spot. Worked your way up fairly quick, which was good because track position was obviously key tonight with the amount of restarts that we had and everything else that unfolded. But obviously, like you said, great run to start the season for this 29 machine. Who do you have to thank? New looking car this year. Looks pretty sweet, if I might add.
Oh yeah, thanks. So yeah, first off, gotta thank Justin Coleman over at Coleman Designs. You get the fresh wrap on it for tonight. Actually sent it to me right before the race, so glad I could get it on here and have it out here and put on the podium. Gotta thank Whitney Automotive. Gotta thank my wife and for letting me come down here and do this on a nightly basis. And gotta thank you, Winston, for all you do for this league and the broadcast. It's really fun to go back and watch it and to race with these guys. And I know as we move forward, we'll get this thing cleaned up and put on some good racing.
Yes, sir, Zach. You said it right there. That is the goal. We are going to get this thing cleaned up, figure some things out, and that will be it. Yeah, we're going to have some good races, and there's some pretty good tracks left on the schedule. So it's definitely going to be fun. But nonetheless, Zach, congratulations to you on a podium finish to start off this season.
Yeah, thank you, Winston. Appreciate it, bud.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Zach Murphy. Always fun to talk to him up in the booth. And now to grab a word from the bridesmaid, unfortunately, here tonight, Mark Keedeman, up in the voice chat. You got a copy?
10-4.
Alrighty, Mark. Well, sat on pole for this one. Dominated a lot of this race. Just did not get the finish to show for. Ended up in the second spot. You and Carter battled very closely there in those last 2 laps. Just didn't quite have the run up off the corner after the contact into 3.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened earlier. I don't know if he got pushed into me or he just ran into me, washed me way up the racetrack, got me loose, and all these unfortunately we have a couple people in this league that can't seem to pull their head out of the butt, and all those restarts were honestly killing me. I got up underneath Carter off of 4 one time, and lo and behold, caution come out. So and then he doored me up into 3 after I already gave him the bottom. So I'm not very happy at the moment after dominating that race.
Yeah, definitely not the finish that you wanted to see. Still a pretty good night points-wise. Ended up in that second spot. You got the pole, which granted you some extra qualifying points as well. So still a productive night from the points perspective, and starting the season, that is what you want. So you got 12 more races this season. I'm sure we'll see you up front and in victory lane at least 1 or 2 times this season, Mark. So I wouldn't let this one race stand in your way, but still fast number 2 machine here tonight. Who do you have to thank for that speed as always?
I got to thank Justin Brooks Designs, RKM Setup Shop, K Cars, Race Cars, MK Performance, Topsoil Landscapes, everybody that helps put this piece together back at the shop. Everybody that puts this on, thank you for putting this whole deal on. Thanks for putting the money up and everything. We're definitely running the black car next week, that's for sure. We ran this scheme tonight just as a little trophy or whatever for the presidential election, but the black car is definitely getting pulled out of the shop next week. So
yeah, we will see the return of, what was it, Darth Vader? Was that the theme that we went with?
Darth Vader's coming to take over the world.
Alrighty, well, I'm excited for New Smyrna. You're going to come back with vengeance, and I know that you're going to be motivated, and I've seen that 2 machine when it's motivated, so hopefully you can have a better end result, but still a great run for you here tonight, Mark.
Absolutely. Thanks, Winston.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, now to talk to the man of the hour, the winner of tonight's race. We talked to him before that final restart, and he ended up collecting the victory up in the broadcast booth. Carter Russo, you got a copy?
10-4, brother.
Alrighty, well, you got a good restart there on that final restart. Keedeman, though, got up to that outside lane when you had a little bit of trouble off that second corner on the first lap. Came back to the white side by side. You two went into the third corner, a little bit of contact, but you were just barely able to sneak him out at the line and collect your first victory of the LTP Super Series season. How do you feel?
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, like I said earlier in the interview when you pulled me in, I guess I got in there a little higher than he did. Like I said, my screen just felt like he stopped, but yeah, we had them cautions at the cautions. You know, we'll get that figured out. I know that these guys, good bunch of guys racing. We just got to get the bugs worked out first week. You know, excited. But yeah, on that green white checkered, I got loose and I just gave him the outside because I was already headed down to the bottom, and I set it off in there a little deep, and I don't know. I guess he's a little mad that I doored him. I didn't really feel like I hit him that hard at all. I mean, we were nose to nose coming to the line. I mean, we used the whole racetrack, but it is what it is. Me and Mark, we race hard. We'll get it worked out. So.
Yeah, no question. I'm sure you and Mark are going to be able to work that out and push this past you. You two both fast all race long. I think you might have had the better car there in the early going, but after that long stretch of green flag laps, may have just had a little bit of a tire advantage. One of you two might have, I should say. And, obviously that 21 machine, pretty fast as always. Who do you have to thank that helped get you your first victory of the season?
Yeah, Mark Keaton Performance, K Cars, Justin Brooks Design, Biggs and Watson, Ridgemont Storage, my girlfriend, just everybody helped me get here. You've put this on, just everybody. Would be here without a lot of people. So glad to be able to do this on Wednesday nights and Monday nights too when I can. So hopefully we can do a little better next week in street stocks. So.
Yeah, it's still a pretty good night for you overall. Grabbed the pole, Carter, in the street stock race. Picked up the victory here tonight in the Super Series. Kern County was definitely a very interesting week. It's week 1. We're all going to take it with a grain of salt and hope that next week we can come back better at New Smyrna. New Smyrna's next week. We got a couple other tracks on the Leave the Pack Super Series schedule. We put it up for the viewers at home. Up in the coming weeks, we've got New Smyrna, IRP, Langley, and South Boston before Myrtle Beach on the 18th of December. What one of those tracks, Carter, would you have circled on your list of, that one could be my next victory?
I'm pretty good at most of them tracks. I'm not really looking forward to IRP, and I'm not good there. The one I'm mainly looking forward to is South Boston. If anybody's ever followed me, I ran 2 years there in a limited late model, so I got some laps around there in the real world. So hopefully I can put it toward the sim, and we'll be pretty fast. We're doing pretty good there on the sim. So.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Carter, on your victory here tonight, and we wish you luck going forward. And like you said, South Boston, that one's going to be a fun one. I have that one circled as well. So lots of action to come forward in the LTP Super Series. But one more time, Carter Russo, congratulations on your victory here this evening.
Thanks, sir.
Alrighty, that was Carter Russo, and then we're going to wrap things up here on the WD Broadcasting Network. I'll leave you guys the results to look out for a little bit, and then we're going to wrap it up. Just a tough race. A lot of caution flags, a lot of incidents that could have maybe been avoided, but nonetheless, we'll get your race results up on screen, not your qualifying results. Carter Russo, Mark Keateman, Zach Murphy, Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith, your top 5. 10 cars ended up on the lead lap after that one. We had 21 cars start the field, but that is going to do it for us here tonight on the WD Broadcasting Network. I appreciate everybody that tuned in for the Super Race as well as the Street Stock race earlier on. That one was definitely a fun finish. Recommend going back and watching that one, like I said earlier on. But thank you guys for watching. Tune in next time on the WD Broadcasting Network, and follow on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off. Peace.